This video, we're taking a look at the Barricade tubular drop steps fitting 2005 to 2023 Tacoma double cabs. These steps are a great setup for the Tacoma owner who's looking to have it all: protection, accessibility, and style in one package. They're a great side step that works well with the Tacoma styling, and it gives you some nice benefits for a daily driver, an overlanding rig, or really anything in between. Side steps are a very popular modification with owners for a number of reasons. They're usually an easy install, they make accessing the cabin of your rig easier, and they can provide you with some additional protection. Now these are going to feature a very classic simple style, and for that reason alone, I'm a big fan. You get the typical type of drop steps underneath of each door, and you've got built-in grips there, so you'll have plenty of traction even if you've been out in wet or slippery conditions, should you need to get into the cab or access the roof of the truck. These also feature that classic tubular design, which I think harkens back to old school off-road rigs, but this gen of Tacoma is rather evergreen in its design, so these really do look right at home. What's more is that they are actually all one solid piece, so despite the steps dropping down a bit, the actual tubes here sit pretty close to the rocker panels and are going to provide you with plenty of additional protection when you're out in the tough stuff. Everything here is constructed from heavy-duty steel. Tubular steel is used for the main sections, with plate steel used for the steps. Now that material means that these are going to be quite strong, and they are finished off with a fine textured black powder coat for additional protection against rust and corrosion. Plus you get all the stuff that you need included in the kit to mount these up, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. Pricing though might be the best part, as these are only going to run you about $300, and that makes them a really affordable option in the market for these trucks. Now you might not get all the fancy features that you would with, say, a power board or something like that, but these are going to give you that classic style, protection, and some additional access for not a lot of money. So for that, I really can't find much fault with them. Installation is going to get a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and you can expect the job to take you about 2 hours to complete. Now these, again, like I mentioned, are going to be a totally bolt-on modification, so you don't need to make any permanent modifications to your truck. Not much more I can say about it here, so with that, let's head on out to the shop and we'll walk you through the install process.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet and a 13mm socket. What's up guys? Today we're installing a set of side steps on our Tacoma, so let's get started. So the first thing I've done is laid out all of my brackets. We're working on the driver side here, so I have the bracket stamped DF for driver front, DC for driver center, and DR for driver rear. It's going to be the same thing on the passenger side, except there's going to be a P instead of the D. So we're going to take our bolt with a lock washer and flat washer. We have 2 for each bracket that we're going to be threading into the threaded holes in the underside of the body, and then we can take a 13mm socket and tighten them down.
So now we're working on the center bracket here to give you the best view. We've got our 2 threaded holes in the frame. The ones on the rear and the front are very obvious as well. So take your bolt with a lock washer and flat washer and thread it through your bracket and into those holes. And then grab your 13mm socket, get your bracket straightened out, and tighten it down. And then repeat that same process for the other 2 brackets and the whole process on the other side.
So now we're ready to mount our side step up to our brackets. We're going to be using our combo bolts that were included in the kit to mount it up. We've got 2 combo bolts for each bracket that are going to thread into the riv nuts in our side step. So we'll lift this up into place and then hop under and thread in our bolts.
So now we'll hop underneath, line up our holes, and thread our bolts in. And now get your bolts installed on your other 2 brackets. I've already done that. And then you can just level out your side step so that the step is flat, and tighten these bolts down with a 13mm socket. And then do the same thing on the other 2 brackets and repeat the whole process on the other side.
So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Barricade tubular drop steps in fine textured black for your 2005 to 23 Tacoma double cab. Thank you for watching, and for all things Tacoma, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.